Alright, I merged the audio in from this to the YouTube stream, so just in case anybody doesn't want to say anything that'll be on the record forever, don't speak anymore. And if somebody's watching that and they think the music's too loud, let me know. I got a little magic slider that can change that. Bing, bing, bing. Alright, we got Ravenstone, we've got Anchorage, we've always got Fairbanks.
You know, we live in Palmer, right?
Do you technically even live in Palmer? I thought you were closer to Eagle River.
Well, I live in Chugiak, but Ravenstone is in Palmer. You refer to everyone else as their city, but
because,
you know, to be fair, I have actually in front of coworkers said like, "Oh yeah, I'm going out to Frozen Coast," and they're like, "You're going where?" And I'm like, "To Kenai."
and they all nod and like, yeah, that name makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not telling them what I'm doing. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going out to Frozen Coast." They're like, You fucking what? Or I'll be like, oh yeah, out there in frozen Kenai. Frozen Kenai. It's so cold out there. LOL, oops.
Alright, I think we've got everybody for the BoD meeting, so let's just go ahead and get that started since we're already a minute past what we started last time. So, evening everybody, it is April 23rd. You know, we're progressing through April. It is 8:02 and we're calling to order the Amp Guard of Alaska Board of Directors meeting at 8:02 p.m. Writing that down. Okay, so first item on the agenda is the previous meeting's minutes. Let me see, does everybody have that link? I tried to send it to everybody. And, you know, for those of you at home that want to see what one of these fancy forms looks like, I don't know if that link is open to everybody or not. I think it's the same link. Yep, it should be open to everybody to view. So for funsies, if you want to check out what we are approving, what we're looking at, this is the item. It basically just said that we looked at the previous week's meeting minutes. We accepted Dark Lodge Crossing through the BoD portion. We did the redefinition, the temporary definition of regular membership per a Google Doc, and we passed that. And we also enacted a freeze on all expenditures for the organization. So everything will require pre-approval from myself and Jason Cabanis, the Kingdom Prime Minister. Any questions about what happened last time? Going once, twice, 3 times, gone. All right. So I make a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes.
Second.
I'll second that.
Cool. We got seconds. I'm going to go randomly. Lupin Moon, yay or nay?
Yes.
Astro Winds. Puppet?
Yes.
Yes. Rolo?
Yes.
Yes.
I say yes because I decided I'm next. Stephanie?
Yes.
Yes. Victor?
Yes.
Cool. We all say yes. We all did a thing last time and we all agree that we did a thing. All right. Next item on the agenda is taxes. How much liability do we owe, and if we're going to approve that payment. So I'm going to just hand it over to Jason to tell us what those numbers look like. If you want to give us just a simple, here's a number and here's, you know, a proposal, or if you want to break it down deeper if people have questions.
Well, I don't have it in front of me right now, but I know the number's $356.
Okay. Does anybody want to poke him, prod him with a hot stick and make him find something so we can make him show us how we got to $356? Or do we feel confident in his ability? Stephanie, you live near him. Do you think he did? You got to look at it as well, right?
Yeah, I reviewed it.
And does he know how to add numbers?
Well, that was debatable at one point, but I did find a rounding error and we fixed it and they look good. So basically we spent money, we deducted money, and we owe $359.
359 or 356, which?
Oh, whatever he said, 56, sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna just write that down. Anybody have any questions, concerns about that, or should we just move towards, you know, paying that and getting the man off our back, as it were? All right, I'm going to propose that we pay our taxes of $356.
I'll second.
Okay. So, sticking with the pseudo random order, John, would you like to pay your taxes?
I already have, but yes.
Okay. Astro Winds. Puppet. You're muted. We'll come back to you. Rolo, do you want to pay the taxes?
Yes.
Stephanie, do you want to pay the taxes?
Guess so.
Victor, do you want to pay taxes?
Yes.
Puppet, just in time. Are you going to pay taxes? Anybody have an interpretation for that one? I heard shuffle, shuffle, bang, bang.
Asherwin says yes.
Okay.
Computer
We got it.
weirdness.
All right, cool. So we got 5 yeses. I'll say yes. Let's call that all yes. So we will pay the federal tax liability of $356 and move on with our lives. Thor is typing. No, maybe. Okay. We'll come back if we need to, if there's a question related to that, but otherwise I'm going to move on. So incorporating Dark Lodge Crossing, the park that started in Juneau, Alaska, that has passed the all thing. I flying colors, right? Like no matter which way, however way you want to count it or look at it, it totally passed. Is that right, Rolo?
Yes.
Yes, cool. All right. So we're on to the next step, which we just started trying to phase in all of the parts and moving pieces. So we're working on paperwork with them, and we are working on some background integrations or migrations of their existing entity and folding it in with us. So things are happening. It just isn't in a super fancy, colorful stage of things. We got some emails that we got to send to official international folks and some other things. So stuff's happening. And I think as soon as we get the paperwork from the officers, which I don't know, has that been completed yet, Rolo?
Yes.
Oh, it has. Okay, so we'll be folding them into some of our channels in the back end of like our discussion stuff. So welcome them. Everybody give them. You've been doing it already, but welcome with open arms. They are a part of us, and we are bringing them in. Hopefully, at Wolf's Cry, we'll get to do some big, clap, right? A round of applause. We'll get to do something fancy for them at Wolf's Cry, hopefully. So, but until then, we'll bring them on in as much as we can. I have nothing else on the agenda for the moment. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up for the board of directors meeting? Going once, going twice. Thor's trying to type again. I don't know if I trust it though. So I am gonna put to the floor. Oh, we got more people typing. Dramatic effect. Need a drum roll. Nobody submits anything. They're all a bunch of fakers. I'm gonna throw out.
Motion to close the meeting.
There we go. Thank you. I second. All right. Lupin Moon.
Yes.
Astro Winds.
Yes.
Rolo.
Yes.
I say yes. Ravenstone. And Frozen Coast.
Yes.
Okay. So we adjourned at 8:10 p.m. Yay! Board of Directors meeting done. Check. Thanks, guys. So we'll get our taxes paid and we'll keep moving forward with other things. Oh, look. Big shuffle, big shake up. Welcome to the Council of Crowns meeting. The public portion, anyways. This one should be fairly short. Ingrid's typing. As soon as I see what the enthusiasm is overwhelming. Yeah. All right, who do we have in attendance? We got okay. And we even have our ambassador here. All right. So no ambassador report today. Nothing too major moving on that end, so we're going to skip that one. The next thing on the first thing on the agenda is that there's an all thing running. This is the element to add Grand Duchy as a region standing into the admin manual. So that one's currently running. It will close on, when did I put it? May 1st? Yeah, Friday. That sounds right. That'll close, I think, at 6 p.m. on May 1st. So you've got slightly more than a week to cast your vote if you haven't already. There's some discussion happening on there. And yes, there was a typo that made its way in. So if you're listening and you're confused about anything, it's supposed to be 45 members was the threshold that was proposed. So 45 is the number. I think it spells out the word 50, but then it has the numeric 45 in it, or maybe vice versa. I don't remember which way it went, but the target number is 45 though. And then there was some other further discussion, so feel free to check that out in the old thing group and look for that post. Should be the top or most recent one on there, because that's the one that's running. And there might be more old things coming if I can finalize some language and other stuff. So we'll see. I just tend to push all things as soon as they're ready, as soon as I have enough people on our back end kind of giving an approval and thumbs up on it. So that's how I'm doing those. So keep your eyes out, you're peeled for those, and I tend to have them run for at least 10 days if I can. Generally speaking, that would encompass 2 weekends, but given the current state of things, weekends are kind of a blur for most folks, so I'm just putting it out there, and it seems to be plenty of time. Most people honestly cast their votes within about 48 hours of the thing being up, if not within almost 1 hour of it being up. But I'll move on from all things. So the next item on the agenda was voting for regional PMs. And as far as I'm currently aware, that's going to be done all via Messenger or online. I'm going to hand that off to Rolo because I hope that I'm putting him on the spot. I didn't give him a warning about this, but hopefully he can, land with his feet running. Take it away, Rolo.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same schedule as it would be if we were having a park day. So if you're voting in a park that meets on Saturday, your votes are due Saturday. If you're meeting in a park that usually meets on Sunday, they're due on Sunday. So you can send them in now. Just go to the thread that I posted for Loop and Moon and Ravenstone. It's your PM, so it'll be Corin or Drasic. So that's Cameron, Taylor, or Sean Fitzpatrick.
And those are due this weekend, this Saturday and this Sunday, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you have just a couple of days left to vote for the most part.
Right, and it's going to be the Monarchs and the other 3 parks.
Okay, so in Fairbanks, contact Puppet, and in Frozen Coast, contact Rosadeth or Victor Hunter, and yep, he's got it. And in I'm like spacing. In Icefire Bay, it's is it Chi? Have you gotten a hold of him?
Yeah, it's Chi and I think it's Rowan Cunningham.
Yeah, yep. Alrighty, so that should be the breakdown. Or send votes. You want to just take the floor for a second, Rosadeth, and clarify what you're trying to... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Rosadeth is not currently running for Prime Minister, but he will collect your votes and help tally them for the position of Prime Minister for those that are running for it, which is not him. Alright, so that's voting for regional PMs. Again, I will slowly move on, but if there are questions, we'll double back and catch up with them. Mid-rain rundown. So mid-rains are coming up, and I am still looking at timeline-wise the likelihood that we will probably not be meeting yet, despite things starting to open up very slowly. And I'll kind of touch on that slightly at the end as a bonus little item. There's not a whole lot to report yet, but we'll get to that. So mid-rains. Puppet, do you want to give us a couple cents on what's happening for Astral Winds?
Yeah, we're
We decided to have mid-range in Minecraft with a combination of Discord for those that don't have Minecraft. And it's been a pretty fun project so far. We've learned that the autocrat for that event is kind of bossy. But it's turning out pretty cool looking. It's a pretty great looking castle. And we're going to build a court, and we're just gonna have fun of it, you know? It's May 30th from 4 to 8 p.m. All are welcome. I shared the post before the meeting in our kingdom. The more people we have in Minecraft, the cooler it'll be, you know? So jump in, get a credit. And let's see how great we can make this. No, that's all. That's all I got.
Awesome, thank you. So moving south, that would be, I was about to just call you Boisilla, Palmer's Park, Ravenstone. Do you want to take it away, Zygen?
Yeah, so our mid-rain is scheduled May 10th from 2 to 5. And we will be on Discord. We're going to have a live stream going. Gideon and I are going to set up in his shop and do the live stream. So we're going to have a kind of like a gift packet available where people can come and pick it up from the shop, or some people might get them mailed to them. We have a sign-up sheet on our Facebook page. We are offering the little package to all of the current regular members, and then I believe it's kind of like a first come first serve afterwards. And we do have, they are limited, so we might not be able to accommodate everyone, but yeah. And I think he has a like a little kind of a game going, and so we'll just and we kind of stole an idea from Loop and Moon, but I'll let Loop and Moon roll with that one. But yep, so we'll just do it. We're gonna just have a live stream, discussion, awards, feast, and just kind of hang out.
Alrighty, I think the next spot on the road is Loop and Moon. You want to take it away, Abram?
Yeah, so we're scheduled for May 9th. I was thinking about doing it around 1 o'clock. And we'll be doing a live stream the same way that Ravenstone is doing, where I'll be giving out awards and kind of will be hanging out. There's also a competition, so we're doing a week ahead of time, I think like 2 weeks ahead of time, so you should be seeing something this weekend. We're going to be releasing the meal that we're going to be cooking, and then we'll set a reminder the week after for the meal that we're going to be cooking, so everyone can kind of try to cook the same thing and see how it turns out. And then if you cook a dish and you submit a photo of it, you get entered in to win a cool little prize. And then yeah, we'll just be doing the hangout and the awards, so stay tuned for that.
Cool. Next on the road system, Rosadeth.
Hello, our mid-rain is going to be May 2nd. We're going to be doing an online hangouts that will be broadcasted also on Facebook Live. Watch for more information to come on how to join. It's going to be pretty easy, but you will need a Google account or account associated with Google Hangouts to join into the group. And watch for more information for once we get back together.
Alrighty. And the next one that's still on the road system would be Icefire Bay, but I don't think we have any information on them at the moment. So we'll kind of keep our eyes and ears peeled and see if there's anything that we can share at a later date. Not on the road system. I can't put those guys on the spot right now. Darn it. Gonna mess with AJ. Oh well. All right. That's pretty much it that I had for the agenda tonight. But as far as us getting to go back out and play again. It sounds like phase one for going out, for getting out of lockdown is starting to happen between, what is it, tomorrow? Is it as soon as tomorrow? Is that right, Stephanie? For some cities?
Yeah, it's tomorrow for the state. However, Anchorage is opening up Monday.
Yep. But phase one, we very much do not fall under the restrictions for a phase one opening, because the current definitions for phase one are, God, what is it, 20 people or less, and you still have to maintain social distancing of 6 feet apart. That's my current understanding of things.
You're correct.
Okay. And so that is not conducive to our activity, and so that doesn't really affect us. Assuming things follow the projected timeline, according to my understanding of that, we are looking at maybe an opening, or a situation where we can start to meet again after the 25th of May. So we could be looking at, May 30th or June as our, I mean, it's really cute to think like that, guys, but realistically it's not the best behavior for us. I'm just kind of reading the chat, sorry. Yeah, everybody playing wizard and pole arms and archery, etc. That's not, wish I could be joking with you, but my position, I think I have to be kind of serious and firm. But anyways, so I'm currently thinking that if things go well, we'll be looking at very, very end of May, or maybe early June, where we can start doing some stuff. Unfortunately, there has been another casualty to our events this summer, and I'll let Stephanie share that with everybody.
Oh, make me look like the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy telling them they can't play. I'll let you just tell them that somebody else canceled an event.
So we were hoping and praying that we would hold out, but they have officially canceled Highland Games. So that is off our fundraising events.
Yep, so we lost Highland Games this summer.
So here's hoping for the state.
Yeah, hopefully the state fair stays in place. We're kind of desperately needing that. And Rolo and I have been kind of reviewing the budget and what that's looking like. At least my tentative plan so far are to cancel the idea of spending money on a new castle this year. And then the other one is obviously with Gathering of the Clans canceled. Our line item for that cost can be crossed out as well. So we'll be saving $1,500 on that budget item, along with $2,500 on the castle for this year. I think that's kind of what I'm looking at as some easy low-hanging fruit to make things balance.
How much have we saved on site fees this year due to this? Because I know Anchorage has been out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Time doesn't exist.
I don't have an easy way to give you that number. If Rolo knows how to tally up the right places.
I was like, I think we were paying like, what is it, $75 an hour or something like that?
50 an hour was for us, so 100 a weekend.
Oh, so that's like $400 for us just alone. So maybe we could look at that too. See what we've unfortunately missed paying for.
I think Ravenstone's like $450
in total savings so far.
Yeah, because I think I just pulled 5 weeks out of my head because we were scheduled through the end of April to be in our gym.
Well, I'm just going to pop in and say we've saved around $750 in Virgo.
So when you're looking at sorry, I've got to get her to mute her. When we're looking at the budget, we also have to factor in that the parks have revenues that are budgeted as well. So it's not the whole expense of the gym that we're losing there. So it's netting those two together, and because we're losing the revenues, but we're not having to pay that expense too.
I mean, in a perfect world, it would be a net zero difference where we expected to bring in every cent that we spent each weekend, but that's not the case either.
Okay, that's fair.
I'd still like to talk about at some point with you, or I guess you and Jason, because I'm still planning on autocratting the state fair, and I still like to get prepared, but I know I don't want to get too prepared and then kind of be like stuck and going, oh well, crap, I have a bunch of swords now. But I'm thinking hopefully if we can move forward with that, that would be great.
Yeah, I think that's one that we probably can move forward with, because as long as there's a plan that the assets that are purchased don't degrade before next year in some way. Wolf's Cry, there's no update for Wolf's Cry, honestly, at this point. It's too far out, and we don't know what opening it up, you know, what how the phases are going to progress between now and the end of July. They're just doing the initial phase 1 opening starting tomorrow and Monday, depending on where you are. So Anchorage area is Monday, the state is tomorrow. So we'll have to see how that progresses, and if we have, you know, a massive wave of everybody getting sick, they'll probably close it all back down again, and we'll start over from square one. Hopefully not. Little knocking on wood there. We are holding back on paying our fee, our site fee for Wolf's Cry. They've given us an extension until June 1st, I believe, from paying, because unfortunately they have no refunds. So once we pay them, they're going to keep the money. Thanks, Kraken, confirming. Yep, June 1st. And so that wasn't something I was super comfortable with, just forking out all the money for them when they were going to not give it back to us if something happened. But thankfully they're extending it, that deadline, until June 1st. And I think the other stipulation will be that they will let us roll over the money to next year if we have to cancel the event. So that's a nice thing, but we'll see how things progress. What else can we chime in? Anybody have anything else to share kind of on those notes? Oh, somebody, Rolo, do you happen to have the answer? Pyro was asking about how much money we have in an account. I don't know if you want to give a quick breakdown of what we're looking at financially.
I don't have that in front of me right now.
Don't? Okay. I don't know if I could easily get at something that would be easy enough to interpret. Okay, I can't pull up. Well, there's lots of different accounts, so it gets a little tricky. And money can be sitting in different places.
If you want to go ahead and continue on, give me a minute, and I'll have I'll get the March 31st balance.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions or comments? Because ran through my topics for this evening.
Yeah, Grand Duchy, guys. Put your votes in. Even if it's no, and then at least we know we can, like, you know, not harass you later on for your vote. Any vote's good.
A backup plan for kingdom events if the fairgrounds stay closed. Oh, I honestly don't think we're going to run into the situation where the fairground is closed, but it's technically like okay for us to meet. I don't know. So I haven't really thought of a backup plan in that scenario, because I don't think that particular scenario is super likely. What I'm most worried about at the moment is us making the call to say, let's say we err on the safe side and cancel, and then everybody being really bitter when it ends up opening up and being okay for us to meet. Or the other side that's also that's also just as likely is us pretending like everything will be okay up until right to the last minute when it's obvious that it doesn't work out. Because there's a lot of money that gets spent right before the event, prep, food, that kind of thing. The site rental is a pretty good chunk of the change, but that one we kind of are working into, we're having a plan for that, like where the money will roll over so it won't be completely wasted. I'm just kind of talking now. I have a number I could throw out there if Rolo doesn't have one yet.
Well, as of March 31st, we had just under 15,000 in the bank.
Okay. So about 15K is what we're sitting on. And that can disappear kind of quickly depending on what we're doing. And the other part that we need to think about. No, they won't give us a refund at all. That's the problem. That's why I wasn't super enthusiastic about paying them. They say no refunds. And that was kind of the end of the line. No refunds. But the other thing we have to think about with that money is that we also need to be ready to play in the fall. Just because, we lost our money. Yeah, exactly. F. Get screwed. So all of our money-making events are mostly during the summer. But if we want to be able to play this coming fall and say things aren't, things have cleaned up a bit, we won't have our money to initiate paying for those site fees. And that could be a problem. So that's something we kind of have to plan around. And then, of course, there's the site rental. We need money in the bank to pay for the rental for whatever we do for DC, whatever that ends up being. And I don't think with our current situation, the way things are going, we're going to have the liquid assets to do anything like what we did the last couple of years, even if we wanted to. And I know that was kind of an ongoing discussion of, what did we want to do? But I think this is going to affect and dictate what we even can do going forward. So those are all things we're having to... Sorry, go ahead, John.
Oh, no problem. So something I wanted to add was, so I don't know if I'm running for Monarch for the next term, but if you're thinking about it, something you should kind of start getting in your head right now is how to kind of combat these things we're talking about. Think about what you're going to do if we do have problems with the site fees, or how do you plan to work for like membership recruitment for the potential loss of membership that we'll see. And that's kind of like all across the state, not just here in Anchorage, but it's not, I don't think Fairbanks has like a free site, right? But like, I know Loop and Moon, Frozen Coast, and Ravenstone all make site fees and stuff like that. So just kind of think about it preemptively, how you might, tackle that solution. I mean, I'm sure it's something we're going to discuss, even though it's not really in our field at that time. But yeah, just something to kind of keep in mind if you yourself are thinking about, taking office, the potential challenges that it comes with, unique and kind of first time we've ever really, so first time in the 7 years I've played that we've ever really dealt with this. So that was just kind of my piece.
Yeah, no, it's great thoughts. It's going to be a unique thing. In a lot of ways, we'll be not quite starting over, but we'll be starting kind of nerfed. We're prestiging, right? No? Nobody? Okay.
I laughed, but I was muted.
I don't think anybody's going to take our slot. I think our slot is pretty well sealed. If you're worried about us losing the slot by not paying by June 1st, or are you talking about if we fail to pay by June 1st?
What do you guys got to pay by June 1st? Is it a weekly fee, or do you guys pay a monthly fee?
Right, and there's no need to pay before June 1st, so I don't think we will be paying. I mean, if we do, it'll be at our convenience. We'll have made the decision and then pay.
They're talking about Wolf's Cry.
Yeah,
It's a one-time fee.
it's the full site rental for the weekend is what's due, is my understanding.
It's half. Half is due June 1st.
Oh, half. Okay.
The people of Twin Bears informed me that I can get a refund for what I paid so far to reserve the site. And I said I want to wait until a lot closer to cancel that. And they were like, all right, cool beans.
Okay. Any other questions? Exactly, Ty, and that's why I'm holding off. And so people are, and I understand people are anxious to know, like, are we doing Wolf's Cry? Should they be asking for leave? Or, you know, what's going on with that? And honestly, I just don't have the answers right now, and it's just the way it is. Unless we want to make a call super early, that's at extreme risk. You know, it's rolling a die, and it could go either way. You had another question. Yes, we've done. I mean, you had the suggestion of doing season passes. We've actually had those available every year that I've seen. Very few people actually take us up on it, though. But that is something we might push a little harder for this upcoming year. Yeah, the clickety clackety math rocks, the magic rock number rocks. Alrighty, am I missing anything else? Quick copy and paste your question again if I've missed it. Or other CoC members, save me from rambling.
No.
You all suck. Yeah, Ty's bringing up the voting thing. That's the one that I need finalized language on, that I haven't quite pieced all together. Remove free park days for officers. What? Oh, make officers pay. Yeah, that could be like all options on the table. But we'll get there when we get there too.
Yeah, I mean, that's not horrible in my opinion. When we had a decent amount of money and we were like, oh yeah, you know, officers have to be there. It's like one of the other things is if we talk about that beforehand, whoever's coming into office can go with that decision knowing I'll be paying $20 a month or I'll be buying the season pass.
Right. But it's something we'll be thinking about in the coming months and through the rest of the year. It'll be interesting to see how we manage to pull this off. If there's nothing else, only works if we didn't vote for him. Yeah. I'll bring this meeting to a close so I can drag everybody else to the close meeting so I can flog everybody with the sticks. So, thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll call it there.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.